Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Ask Me Anything session with the LSU Ambassadors. Thank y'all so much for joining us this evening. My name is Lindsay McCrory, and I have the pleasure of serving as the manager of Parent and Family Programs. Our office is completely dedicated to supporting our Tigers, families, and supporting your students and giving you lots of great information and resources. So I'm excited tonight to feature the LSU Ambassadors because they are an awesome group of current LSU students. They are a student organization that is dedicated to aiding and representing the university and serving our students and families. And they're just really a wealth of information, an enthusiastic bunch, and they can really give you a great perspective tonight. I've actually featured them on several of our past webinars that you've seen, maybe those Tiger Family Talks. We've also had them in our in-person events. They often volunteer if you've been to Family Weekend before or our Spring Family Fling. We love the LSU Ambassadors and are really excited to have them joining us tonight. So I'm pumped that tonight the focus is all about the student's perspective. This is going to be an informal event. Really just ask your questions. What's on your mind? What do you want to know from their perspective, and what tips and advice can they share as panelists? I want to go over just a little housekeeping. So if you have questions, don't hesitate to turn on your camera. We'd love to see your smiling faces. You can ask your question live. You can type it in the chat, and we'll make sure that we get that addressed. This is nothing formal at all, as I mentioned, really just a time for you to get to know our students and ask whatever is on your mind. So without further ado, I am excited to introduce Kaylee. She is the Campus Outreach Chair for LSU Ambassadors, and she'll take it away.
Hi, everybody. I want to give a disclaimer that I just got a notification that my internet is unstable. So if for some reason you can't hear me, please type it in the chat. I apologize. Unfortunately, my internet's just not working in my favor tonight. But as Lindsay said, I'm very excited to be here just for this informal conversation about the student perspective this semester. It's been really fun and really interesting. And I'm excited to have a couple of ambassadors here to share their perspective as well. So if everybody can introduce themselves, I'll start. My name is Kaylee, as Lindsay said. I'm originally from the suburbs of Houston. And I am a senior here at LSU, and I'm also going to ask all the ambassadors to say something positive that they didn't expect to be a positive of this semester. Uh-oh.
I'll go. My name is Preston White. I'm a junior here. I'm from a small town outside of St. Louis, Missouri. Something that I didn't expect that would be good, since coming back, was spending so much alone time by myself, getting to really like learn myself more, learn what I like, what I don't like. That was really unexpected, but it helped me for the better.
I can go next. My name is Emily Wood. I'm from Bossier City, Louisiana. I'm a junior here at LSU, and I think the most important thing that I learned is the importance of not being busy just to be busy. I really appreciate being able to slow down and just actually enjoy school instead of being on the go all the time.
We're watching each other's mics. Noah and I were watching each other's mics to see who would go next. Hi, my name is Emmeline. I'm from Lafayette, Louisiana, but I spent some time in California, so I'm kind of like straddle the state lines. I'm a junior here at LSU, and something that I've really enjoyed is there's really pretty light that comes in my apartment, like mid-morning when I would have been in class. I get to have brunch in this like lovely little like space I've created, and that's been super nice.
Hey everybody, I'm Noah Beatty. I'm a super senior here at LSU in industrial engineering. Counting down the days till that graduation. Something that I've really enjoyed while we are all in this situation is I've actually gotten to reconnect with a lot of friends I made in college that I haven't seen since like freshman year, playing games online and things like that. That just be with the technology that's out there, being able to network and connect with people I haven't seen in a long time.
I'm gonna go now. I'm Kayla Hall. I'm a sophomore here. I'm from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and one thing that I've enjoyed is I'm an RA, and so just really having time to connect with my residents and kind of have genuine connections with them. During a normal school year, they'd probably be too busy to go to any of my programs or to stop by and talk, but this has allowed us to truly sit down and like get to know one another, which I'm very thankful for.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you all for those introductions. I'm happy to hear that so many people have found like little hidden rainbows in this semester. It's definitely been interesting, but I've had some positive moments as well, especially with like the resources here on campus. And so I guess we can just do like everybody, I wanted y'all to share your hidden gem as far as like resources that have really helped you out this semester, and maybe taking that beyond like the obvious like Center for Academic Success. Like be specific about what has been like your savior this semester in terms of academics, campus life, social interaction, just really anything that you feel like more students should know about.
I can go first on this one. I actually contracted mono earlier this semester, so I was hospitalized, like fully hospitalized with an IV for like 6 days. Which when you're an engineering major, and Noah can speak to this too, it's really hard to miss class. It's really hard to miss class online. And I have a wonderful research professor who was checking on me, and his wife is actually the academic coordinator for the College of Engineering, and she was able to reach out to my professors in conjunction with LSU Cares, who I also reached out to, and they made sure that I was on track to continue taking all my classes. And that was something that if I didn't have them, I don't know if I would like still be doing. I probably would have had to take this semester off because it was just like such a catastrophic event. So they have definitely been, they were my saving grace this semester for sure.
Okay. Something that I don't think a lot of people know about on Moodle, which is like our grade book, and like you look at your schedule, all that stuff. There's forum posts for like your classroom on the bottom of every Moodle like class, and I've used that a lot lately. Everyone in all of my classes have used it to help out with other homework since we can't all meet up in classes. We can't meet up like outside of classes. Some of us are still at home. Some of us are here. So we've all just kind of been using these little forums to ask questions between each other, and it's connected to our teachers Moodle too, so they can all chime in if the student can't help. And that's just really helped out to stay communicated with like other students in class.
Yeah, I'd say like it's actually easier connecting with professors online. I've definitely had those times where it's like you knock on a professor's door and he's out for the day or is teaching another class or something like that. Now that everything is online, it's kind of the expectation that you shoot an email, and people are at their computers more, and so they're able to get back to you quicker. So I think it's taken a little of that pressure off of getting in contact with people since everyone is just whatever you put in the to field of an email. So you don't have like that scary, intimidating, I'm in front of a professor moment, and then everybody's accessible because they've all got Outlook.
I agree with Noah. One thing that I've definitely been maximizing as a resource here is probably navigate drop-ins. Like my professors, they have drop-in times during the week where you can sit with them, and I'm an art major, so my classes are 3 hours long, and most of the time we may not meet one day because it's like technically a work day. So during that time I would just drop in and like they give me feedback on where I am with my projects, or if I feel a little overwhelmed with the classes, because also I'm taking 18 hours, they'll be like, we can try this, here's a shortcut you can take, how about we meet another day, or the deadline might be extended by a few hours or something like that. So I definitely say office hours. Navigate if you need academic advising, counseling for health and mental wellness. Those are definitely great resources as well.
Yeah, I will say the mental health center has honestly been great this semester. I needed to get in just to like talk with someone couple weeks ago, and they were pretty accommodating. They were really flexible with the scheduling, and the counselor was very, very nice and gave me a lot of great resources to handle online learning, because not being with your professors can be hard and your peers. But I also am in a sorority, and I feel like organization-wise, they've been doing great, giving you programming virtually as well. So you're still making connections and friends. So I think that's really great too.
Yeah. Mentioning mental health, Emily, I think that that's something that a lot of parents are worried about this semester, and a lot of students are experiencing. So does anybody have like tips and tricks and like things that they've used to manage their mental health, maybe beyond a mental health center? I know that can be like the obvious answer, but is there something that we're missing or something that's been really effective for you personally?
I love walking around the LSU lakes. Like if I feel like I've been on my computer too long, which is like every Tuesday and Thursday when I have class, I just take like an hour break and go walk around the lakes to clear my head. No phone, just no technology, just giving yourself a technological break.
A good one, I would say for me, is the UREC. They've been doing like Pilates, Zen on the parade grounds. We just had that with the LSU and be that program that we did. But also you can like just Zoom in for a yoga class from your room. I find those to be really relaxing and amazing. They even have a few in person if you wanted to go to that. So the UREC is definitely a great resource for like maintaining health and wellness.
Yeah, I think something that's really helped me is like finding hobbies that you can do at home that aren't Netflix. Um, I know I'm somebody who loves Netflix. I think I'm in the middle of binging like 5 different shows right now, but after like 4 hours of Netflix straight, I feel just like crud. I'm like, wow, we have really wasted a day. So like puzzles and games and other things that like reading a book, just something that isn't staring at a screen for 6 hours straight, has been something that's like really helped me, like getting me out of those funks. Just like, okay, let's recalibrate, get our brain back in a place where we feel like a person.
Something that's really helped me was finding a new hobby. So like I said, I've been like spending so much time alone, just like really getting to learn myself. So of course I just like picked up new things to do. I started painting. I don't know if you can see like that one right there. I painted that, and there's just some like other ones in here that I've painted. Just like finding a new hobby, things that you're interested in already, but that won't bore you, but will also like kind of keep your brain entertained at the same time. I just recently bought an electric guitar just to try something else new. Just like trying to stay busy, but a fun busy, but also at the same time, it's relaxing at the same time.
Something that I'm like a really big stickler on is my like routines. I'm a color code person. Like I'm a super like type A engineer. Everything's got to be color coded and I need to know where everything's going all the time. And it bothered me so much in the spring because it felt like my time had just evaporated. It was like I spent all day on a computer or I spent no time on the computer. So I was either way ahead or way behind and I couldn't ever like get this balance. So what I figured out is like just planning out like most of my day. I'm not saying like every hour, but like 85% of it, like this is when I'm going to study and this is when I'm going to do this class. And I know I need a 45-minute break right here. And that has really helped me like manage my mental health and like expectations for what I'm getting out of every day. Because that initially was super annoying.
Yeah, I know a huge part of mental health also for me comes from like having the support system around me. And for a lot of students, and I'm sure for a lot of y'all, that comes from your family. So if everybody could share how their family is best showing up for them right now this semester, showing them some love, and like what's one way that's been most significant that your family has supported you this semester?
Yeah, I think one thing with me and my parents is like knowing when I need time away from them. Like I love them to death. They're some of my favorite people in the world. But if I am already stressed out about midterms, I can't be in a place where I can answer questions about how stressed out I am about midterms. Like if I'm like in a space where I'm just like trying to cool off and relax for a bit, like I know that I can't be in that place. So I think it's been kind of a learning journey with me and my parents of like getting to a place where I can say, hey, I can't really do this right now. Can we touch base again a day or two from now? And like trying to set up some of those boundaries of like saying, this is what I need and I love you, but I can't do this right now.
Something my parents started doing, and this started like when I was sick in the hospital, is they would like video call me because I get like super nervous about like bringing anything home to them, even though I'm really careful and I take all my classes online and I just go to work and like do my org meetings via Zoom. It still like made me really anxious, especially in the beginning, coming back here full time after moving basically back in with them for 2 months and then being back over here for the summer and then everybody coming back in August. So we've started doing like a lot more video calls, which I found has been really good because it's like we talk a lot, like just a lot. I talk to my parents and my siblings a lot. And being able to like see them and have that connection without like the accompanying anxiety of like, well, I went to this meeting, like, am I bringing something home, etc. That has made me feel a lot better and still giving me the support system that I'm used to without having to be like, this close.
One thing that my family and I have done recently, I'm sure like not everyone can do this, especially for my out-of-state people, but since I'm in state and my extended family, they're only like 2 hours away from me, like we've made it a point to talk to each other at least once a day, not text, not really a phone call if we can help it, but also like a FaceTime call, as you said, Emmeline. And we've also made it a point to at least see each other in person at least once a month. So that's something I really enjoy. Like we'll drive out to each other and we'll just like plan a day where we're like, hanging around at the house or going out to eat, a little snowball or ice cream date. And even memories like that, it's very short lived, but I love it. So yeah. Or you can like do virtual ice cream dates. Those are fun too. So yeah.
I can share. I think something that I have an older sister, and so she has 2 kids, so my niece and my nephew. And I think I echo everybody's sentiments that like tangible items have become so much more valuable this semester. Like in a virtual world, I live 5.5 hours away from my family, and going to see them often just isn't realistic, especially with taking safety precautions. And so my parents send me like physical like copies of pictures, which is just like such a novelty these days, right? Like you usually just get pictures online, see them on Facebook, but that has just been something I didn't expect would bring me as much joy as it has. Just like having a physical picture of like my niece and my nephew being little and being cute. That's really sweet, and that's something that I've enjoyed.
Kaylee, speaking of tangible stuff, I'd love for our ambassadors to share, like, if you're getting any care packages, or when your family did send you care packages, what were some cute things you got or memorable items that made you feel good?
I'll share. So since I'm from out of state, my mom is always sending like care packages and stuff like that. My grandma, they always just send me like just random things. Um, so I was talking to my mom yesterday. She was like decorating the balcony outside of our house, and she was like, "Do you want these lights? I can go buy you more, so you can put them in your house or put them in your apartment, put them wherever." So because she knows I'm a big like light guy, I like different lights in my room just to kind of get the vibe. So she did that. So now I'm waiting for them just to kind of really set the mood in here even more.
Yeah, it really is like the little things. Not so much during COVID lockdowns, but I did a co-op and was out of state and had been gone like 4 or 5 months. And then my grandparents sent me a care package and had like moon pies in it, and because they always had them at their house, and it got me in my feels a little bit. Having not seen them that long, just like have something that was just so so them and just like to feel some of that connection and that love.
My grandparents also got me a care package too, which I was not expecting because my grandparents and like technology and like the mail and whatnot, they're not hip on that type of thing. So when my grandma texted me, she was like, check the mail, you have a care package. I was like, grandma, look at you. But she had sent me some records because I'm a fanatic for old vintage things, and they were dusty, but I, I absolutely loved it. Those are like the best things ever.
I just love that Kayla described like the mail as like technology, like high level technology for your grandparents. That's my favorite thing. My grandmother also is not good with the technology that is the mail. So she'll like send a family friend to bring stuff to my parents, and then it gets to me like the Pony Express, which is awesome because it's traveled like 500 miles to get to my apartment. She sent me jelly though, and like as a little kid, we've always had like her jelly in the house, and like now I kind of have my own sort of shoebox of a house. So like getting to have that really makes me feel like I'm a part of the family and I'm an adult and like I have my own thing going on, but she's still thinking about me and sending me those things.
Yeah, it sounds like the most meaningful things are the things that have like a special meaning between a student and their family. For me, I remember my mom sent me an Easter package my sophomore year, I believe. And it had like those towels that you run underwater, and they're formed into like really tight shapes, but when you run them underwater, they like turn into like washcloths, which is so like 90s. And so I got one of those in a care package once, and I like still have the towel. Like that was one of my favorite things that I've ever gotten. Really silly stuff. And I'm pretty sure she got it at like the dollar store. So it's like about finding something that is really like meaningful for your student, I think has been important. But like on this topic of families, has anybody had their family come visit them in Baton Rouge this semester? And if so, what are some things y'all did? And if not, like if your family could visit you, what would your recommendations be that they must do?
I definitely say go on out to Bombs. It's on Florida Boulevard. Bombs is a cupcake, just delicious pastry place. It's absolutely amazing. They have the cute little pedophores with the cute little decorations on top, and it's just absolutely delicious. They mostly do like wedding things, but I'd say that's like the best thing ever. Make a cute little TikTok about it where like Polaroid photos, have a picnic or something with the charcuterie board. That's amazing, you know?
If you visit, I think the number one thing you have to do is go to either the parade grounds and just like sit. Since since we're in the South, it's always like 60, 50, 70 like during this time. So and it's always sunny for the most part. We just got out of hurricane season. So now I think it'd be the best time to just lounge around a sunny day, just like and take it in.
Yeah, Preston, when my family's been coming to visit, we've been doing a lot of like picnics and stuff too, like picking up something. I really like Zippy's. I like Mexican a lot. And they have like a really big like outdoor seating area, which is nice. It's nice all the time, but it's especially nice right now with everything else. So like doing like picnics and stuff is definitely what like, me and my family do when they come to visit.
Awesome. Well, I love all of those ideas. I put bombs fine pastries because Kayla is right. It's definitely delicious. And Zippy's is also good if anybody wants to put that in the chat. But I think you guys have shared some really great perspective and insight so far. But the purpose of tonight is for our audience and our families to ask you anything. So for our parents and families on the call today, what questions do you have? You can put it in the chat feature, or if you want to turn your video on and show us your face, you can also ask your question live, whatever you're most comfortable with. But we are here. Whatever questions you have, we're going to answer. And as y'all are typing those or thinking about what questions you have, With the holidays coming up, I want to ask our students, what are you most excited about for when you return home?
I can answer this one. I think I mentioned earlier I have a young niece and nephew, and so I'm really excited. I love my whole family, but I think we know who my favorites are. I'm really excited to see them because they're little, and so they grow up very, very quickly. And so I'm excited to see what new things my 2-year-old nephew has learned because he learns something new every day. And so they're like little puppies. They like learn new tricks and then you get to play with them for hours and hours. So that's what I'm most excited about.
Mexican food and barbecue. I love Louisiana. I love Louisiana cooking. I'm from Texas. They don't do Mexican food right. They don't do barbecue right. So it's definitely like every time I go home, I want a beef and link plate from the barbecue house, and I want the red sauce and the green sauce from Jalapeno Tree. Full stop. Every time I come home, we're gonna need to make a trip.
So no home cooking, Noah, just going out to eat?
I mean, here's the deal: is that my mama makes some good red beans and rice. I love them, but I can cook home cooking at home. I can't do lasagna because I can't eat a whole lasagna before like the thing goes bad, which is very sad for my life. But I've adapted many of the recipes that I can like make red beans on a stovetop in 45 minutes to like get my fix.
Nice. All of your friends on this call, by the way, we're all down to come get some lasagna. So don't forget about us.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind.
Anybody else? What are y'all excited about for the holidays and going home?
I'm excited for gumbo, hot cocoa, and binge watching. I haven't binge watched, what did they change it to? ABC Family to Freeform, which kind of made me a little upset. But either way, they still have I'm thinking about Christmas, guys, not Thanksgiving. But anyway, I'll still be binge watching all the Netflix shows, all the anime shows that I've been missing out on, and just good home cooked meals. And Noah, all I know is Louisiana Mexican food, so I'm definitely gonna have to go to Texas and see what it's about. Yeah.
It is good stuff. There's like the Tex-Mex stuff that's really good, but then you can go like to the other side of town, where 60% of the population will do their order in Spanish, and that's when you getting the real good stuff.
I'm already planning my like road trip to Texas. I've had California, like authentic Hispanic food in California, but that was like NorCal. So I don't know about like this like Tex-Mex thing you're talking about. I feel like that's a whole different animal.
Yeah, there's like just like the general restaurants that I love because you go there after church every Sunday near about. But yeah, definitely a stop by the taco stand where it's like a taco is $1.25 and you only pay cash, and then just like load up. I would do it on my lunch break. I would get like 4 of them, then stop by a gas station on the way for a Coke, and it was chef's kiss.
Now I know what I need to do in Texas when I'm there soon. One thing I'm really excited about for the holidays is my mom's kitchen because it's a lot bigger than the one in my apartment, and I love to bake. And she's got like, I don't know, 10 more square feet of counter space than I have, which is amazing. And I love like feeding people sweets. And like Noah, I can't eat a dozen cupcakes. And like during this pandemic, there's really not been that many people that I can just give them to. Like I used to give them to the police department, and now I think that's frowned upon. So I've just kind of been like avoiding it. But having like my 3 little brothers and like some of our neighbors to feed is like my favorite thing because I can just make like baklava in like huge quantities and like all these like big things that I can't make here, or like cakes. So that's really my favorite part of the holidays. It's just like feeding people sweets and then like having people to like give them to.
Baklava is seriously very impressive. So how long does it take you to make that?
Baklava, gosh, the first time it was like 5 hours. It felt like it was just like forever. I think I could probably do it in like 2.5 now because like I figured it out because I was like crushing the pistachios by hand, which was a terrible idea. So now I have a food processor, but I could probably do it in like 2 2.5. But yeah, it's a whole process. That's definitely the hardest thing that I can make.
That's pretty awesome. All right, y'all. Well, if anybody has any other questions, please feel free to put those in the chat or chime in at any point. I hope you got some great insight. I just really enjoyed this casual evening with our ambassadors to share a little bit more about themselves and their experience at LSU so far. They are wonderful resources, as I've mentioned a million times in the past 30 minutes. But really, if you have questions for them or you want your tiger to connect with one of them based on what they said, you think it'd be a great connection, or you just want to continue these conversations, go ahead and email our office at lsufamily@lsu.edu, and we will connect you with the panelists today. So I'm going to go over just a few more things to share with you. It is Thankful Tiger Family Week, and so we are continuing the celebrations all week and providing programming that we really hope you take advantage of. So the next one that we're going to do is tomorrow night. We have our Tiger Family Talks webinar about supporting your tiger as they return home for the holidays. So we'll be continuing this conversation. For our families, if it's your first time, if you have a freshman at LSU, you may not be used to what that transition will be like or may not be expecting it. But as some of our panelists today could share with you, students have newfound freedom when they come to college, and maybe they don't have the same curfew or eating schedule as what you're used to sitting down for dinner time at 6 p.m. Or maybe they're going to bring home a ton of laundry, or maybe they're going to be so exhausted when they come home and just want to sleep for a full week. Or maybe they're going to want to see all their friends from, high school or their hometown. So we're going to be talking about all of that. We have some current students and some current parents who will be panelists for tomorrow's webinar. We'll also talk about how to support your tiger with classes. If they're going to be doing their final exams from home, how to create a good academic environment so that they can still finish the semester strong. And also don't take it personally when they're a little extra stressed with the final exams. And they won't take it out on you, I promise. But we hope you join us. That's at 6 p.m. tomorrow. We also have our Family Association Bingo Night. So this event is exclusively for our Family Association members. It's going to be this Wednesday, November 18th at 6 p.m. via Zoom. And so I'll put that information in the chat, but if you register by this Wednesday at noon, then you're going to get your bingo cards ahead of time. And we'll send you the Zoom link to be able to participate. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We have tons of prizes and just a good time. You can do it and have your student tune in too. I'd love for our ambassadors to join us as well. It's going to be lots of fun. So the last thing is I just want to say our contact information and thank you. So our email address, lsufamily@lsu.edu. We really are here to support you, support your tiger, answer any questions that you have. Don't hesitate to reach out to us. That is it for this evening, but we'll all stick around for just a few more minutes. If anybody has any last minute questions, I'll put a couple of things in the chat. I want to thank Kaylee so much for being an awesome moderator. And all of these are students and they're so well spoken and they have such great insight. So thank y'all, thank y'all. I know it's getting busy, but y'all are awesome for joining us tonight. And go Tigers, everybody.